there, my name is Gillian Perkins. I'm an entrepreneur and a digital marketing strategist. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about how I grow my email list by hundreds of new subscribers every single month. Now, before I get into all the details on how I'm doing this, I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. I started my first business about 11 years ago, but it was a brick and mortar, and so email lists were not really a thing that we dealt with very much. And then a few years ago, about 3 years ago now, I started my first online business, and I started learning about all these different strategies that people use to grow their online business. And one thing that I saw over and over again was how important having an email list was. An email list is so important because it's a list of people who are interested in what you're doing, and they're people who are potential buyers for whatever you're selling, whether that's a service or a product, whatever it is. These are people who want to buy what you have to sell, and that is exactly what you need if you want your business to be successful. Now, you probably already know that, but it was new information to me, so I started trying to grow my email list, but I really had no idea what I was doing. I read some different articles, and I started, maybe setting up a lead magnet, something to give people a reason to join my list. I put forms all over my website, join my list, things like that. And I started to get a few new subscribers. Also, I did do a few big product launches of different sorts that helped to grow my list, and it didn't quite click in my mind that that was the biggest thing that was growing my list. I just thought that it was kind of not a coincidence, but a happy accident, and it didn't really occur to me to try to grow my list in that way intentionally. So I didn't really know what I should do to grow my list. And so what I ended up doing was I bought a very expensive course that was supposed to teach me how to grow my list. And this course had lots of good ideas in it about different ways that you could entice people to join your list, different ways you could promote your list. It was a very expensive course. I spent $2,000 on this course, and it was a ton of good ideas, but I implemented most of them, and I didn't actually see very many new subscribers because of it. I got a few hundred new subscribers, but it was over the course of really almost 2 years. I would say about a year and a half or 2 years. So it was very slow going. And all of these different tactics that I was employing to try to get new subscribers, they were different things to try to get kind of better conversions on my own website. So it was different things to make people be more interested in joining my list once they had gotten to my website. But after doing that for so long and just being frustrated with how slow things were going, it finally dawned on me that the thing that was missing, the key ingredient here, was traffic. Traffic to my website. Because without enough traffic to my website, it does not matter how perfectly optimized my website is and how well my website converts people into subscribers. If I don't have traffic coming to my website, then there's no one to convert. And my traffic at that point, even though I had been in business for quite some time, was still kind of embarrassingly low. I was only getting a few hundred hits each month. It was enough that I was slowly getting clients from it because they were very interested in what I was doing, and the traffic that I was getting was very warm traffic. It was people who I had interacted with on social media and had developed a relationship with, and then they were coming to my website, so they already knew me, they already had a relationship with me, and they trusted me. So it was enough to support my business, but it wasn't really enough to grow. The thing that I started doing that is actually now growing my list by hundreds of new subscribers every month is paying for advertising. Now, before you're like, oh, well, that is out of the question for me because I don't have a marketing budget, let me say I did not have a marketing budget either. I had a very small business, it was a one-man operation, and I did not really have any marketing budget to speak of. And that is why I never even thought about doing that before. I actually had thought about doing it before, but I just immediately crossed it off my list and didn't even consider actually doing it because I thought I don't have the budget for that. But what changed my mind was a couple things. Primarily though, I realized that the things that had grown my list the very most was when I was launching a product, and I had grown my list by hundreds of subscribers in a matter of weeks when I was launching a product. And the reason for that is because if you are selling something, you then can afford to pay for advertising. So I don't have hundreds of dollars to just blow on marketing, but if I'm going to make thousands of dollars in the process, then I can probably afford to spend a few $100s to make thousands of dollars. And you might think, well, that doesn't mean I have money right now to spend on marketing, even if that does make sense, even if it does make sense to invest in your business in that way. I've heard it said that if you don't have money to advertise, then that is a sign that you should be advertising so that you can make more sales, right? If you can't afford to advertise, that is a sure sign that you should be advertising so that you can be making more money. But if you think that, well, you don't have any money to even start out with, let me just say that advertising is so extremely affordable these days. You can start with $5 a day on Facebook, which I know that sounds like it might add up, but it's only $150 a month, so I think that you can find some way to swing it. You can somehow either get a job or get an additional client, something to pay for that $150 a month so that you can just start. And then from there, you can be increasing your profits through your advertising and then reinvesting those profits into more advertising. It is a very scalable system that is set up in this current world of digital marketing, and I think you should take advantage of it. It has made a huge difference for my business, and if you want to understand exactly how this all breaks down and how I'm getting so many subscribers, basically first I'm running these video ads and I'm warming up an audience on Facebook, and those video views, they're super cheap. Like, we're talking 3, 4, 5 cents tops for a video view. And so then once I've spent that very small amount of money to warm up the audience, then I'm hitting them with an opt-in offer. So that's just something free that they get if they sign up. I mean, everyone has them these days, but nobody's gonna sign up for them if you don't put them out there, if you don't actually advertise so that people know they exist. You could have the most incredible opt-in offer in the world, but no one's gonna sign up for it if they haven't heard about it. So once I have warmed up the audience, when I run that opt-in campaign, I get signups for about $1 a piece. And so I'm spending about anywhere between $300 and $1,200 a month on advertising. And those subscribers, to me, and across the board for most online businesses, they tend to be worth about $1 per subscriber per month. So if I have 1,000 people on my email list, it's normally relatively easy to turn that 1,000 people on my email list into $1,000 of profit per month. Now, definitely each one person is not spending $1 with my business. That's not how this is working. It's more like 10% of the people, so about 100 of the people maybe are buying a small product like a $20 product or something like this, or 1% of the people are buying a high ticket product like a $1,000 product. That is how most marketers figure out how much a new customer is worth or a new subscriber is worth, and I found it to be true in my business. So for the new subscribers that I'm getting, I'm paying a little over $1 per person, per new subscriber. It's somewhere between $1 and $1.50, which I think is a very reasonable price because that subscriber is then worth about $12 in a year, and if they stay on my list for maybe an average of 6 months, they're worth at least $6 to me and possibly a lot more, and that means that I'm getting a great return on my investment. In fact, I'm getting an almost 6-fold return on my investment, which basically means I'm spending $1 and turning it into 6, which, if you ask me, I think that's a pretty good deal. So I think that the key here is getting out of this mindset of trying to grow your list for free, because that is really the way that amateurs do it who are not interested in investing in their business. But if you are actually a professional and you're willing to spend money on your business and invest in your business to grow, then I would highly recommend using paid advertising to do so. I have found that it has worked wonders in my business. My previously extremely stagnant, stalled list is now growing by hundreds of new subscribers every month, which basically means that my profits are growing by at least hundreds, if not thousands, every month, as I'm constantly improving other aspects of my business as well. I hope that you found this very helpful. If you have any questions about how this works, drop them in the comments box below, or if you have ideas about additional videos you would like me to share in the future, I would be more than happy to hear your suggestions. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload 2 videos every single week about topics of entrepreneurship and digital marketing and this entrepreneurial lifestyle that I live. So I'd love to have you join me for my next video. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day.